Join the leading industry experts at PCB Detroit on June 2nd and 3rd for talks on circuit board layout, engineering, signal integrity, manufacturing, high reliability electronics, artificial intelligence, and more. And meet top suppliers of software, materials, and manufacturing services. Can't make the conference? Join us for a special reception at 5 p.m. on June 2nd. PCB Detroit takes place on the campus of Wayne State University. Visit PCEA.net for details.
This is Mike Buetow from PCEA. I'm with Matt Leary of Newgrange Design and Geoffrey Hazelett of FreedomCAD. And our guest is Robert Byrne of Allspice. Robert's the Director of Marketing. We're going to talk a little bit about what the company does and who they're trying to serve. So, Robert, Allspice has been around for about 5 years now?
Yeah, that's correct.
Right. Okay. So in that time, all right, let's talk a little bit first about what actually you do. Like, what does Allspice provide?
Allspice is a gift for hardware platform, so it helps hardware and electrical engineers collaborate with one another. And we're ECAD agnostic, meaning that we work with KiCad, OrCAD, Altium, System Capture, and we continue to roll out different formats. And some of the value that the EEs find is that it makes it easier for them to work with software teams, firmware teams, and even third parties like CM. So all that stuff that's lost on email chains, Slack, all has a home base.
So I have a quick question.
Yeah.
I noted you didn't mention Siemens. Are you integrated with them for Expedition, PAD?
I can't speak to the product roadmap, but we are expanding
Okay.
the formats, and that's certainly top of mind. Yeah.
And you mentioned specifically OrCAD. What about Allegro?
Yes. Yeah, we support that as well. Yep.
Can you break down a little bit more specifically? So I'm an electrical engineer. So what exactly am I going to turn to Allspice?
You could turn to Allspice for library management, so bringing a bit of clarity and transparency to that chaos. You could come to us for streamlining hardware design reviews. So we have templates that are based on, we have a bunch of EEs on our team that have created them, and they're based on feedback from our customers. Or you can create your own and use that as a template within your large organization. So a lot of Fortune 500s that do business with us will kind of borrow from a more successful team of their template and then not steal it, repurpose it for their own team. So standardization and then CI/CD. So there's an automation aspect of us where you can take, through our API, say, run a BOM, plug it into DigiKey, get a quote, you never leave our platform, and that just runs automatically.
CI/CD, what is that?
Continuous integration, continuous deployment.
And I'm going to rewind all the way to the beginning because, on this pod, we don't like to make assumptions, okay? Do we? We don't like to make assumptions. Do you like to make assumptions?
I love to make assumptions.
Jeffrey likes to make assumptions. Jeffrey's more advanced. So GitHub, what is that? Why does that matter?
GitHub matters because software teams have had the advantage of using it for, I think this year is the 20th anniversary of Git. And speaking to a lot of electrical engineers, they kind of felt left behind in the tools that they had.
Yeah,
so
what is Git?
What is Git? This is definitely a one I'll have to... What is Git?
We're going to get this off of this podcast.
Yeah, yes, please.
Because as you just...
Yeah, it's a
revision. It's like an advanced revision control system / repository.
Yeah, repository, but where you put in all of your files. You're able to track changes more clearly when you have multiple people working on the same designs or software code at the same time.
So I know a little bit about something called Jira. Is it kind of similar? Like I see a lot of engineering teams using Jira now. Would you be a replacement of that?
Both. So we do integrate with Jira, and some people prefer to do that. Oftentimes, it'll be another team who may not want to use a Git-like platform, and so they're in Jira, and so they can still communicate with them in that way. And then other teams who are like, we're also tired of this. We want to learn Git methodology, and then so it's not a rip and replace. It's either or.
So for electrical engineers, unless they've had experience programming, coding, which a lot of them have these days, but they probably aren't as familiar with this phrasing about a Git-like environment. So this provides revision control. So this is what you're saying. So I'm working on design. I do some stuff. I check in the design,
Mhm.
and then I check it back out to work on it again. Or how's that work?
Yeah, you can use snippets so you can tag others. There are approvals, there are hierarchies, and permission levels. So in that sense, it actually would be similar to any other type of software, even if it's as simplistic as Google Docs is not a good example. I don't know. One of my EEs could explain this better than me.
Like Word document?
Yeah.
Like now, these days, now we're like, you can see who's been. I can see the revision history, or Excel. I can see like,
Yes.
Mike changed this cell and he added this. Matt deleted it later. They're blaming me, but I can pull it up and say, hey, no, it was Matt who deleted it.
Yes. Yeah, and in that scenario, that's kind of like the phrase we use is shifting design to the left. So you're doing all of that before you keep iterating on this design that already has flaws, catching those flaws, approving the corrections, and then moving forward, which saves a lot of not just irritation and headaches, but physical waste, e-waste as well.
Is it cloud-based or desktop?
So both. And for more sensitive industries like aerospace and defense, we have AWS GovCloud, which is ITAR compliant. And then we do on-prem as well on a case-by-case basis.
Is that your biggest market?
It is one of our biggest markets, but we have medical device, instrumentation, consumer electronics is growing, defense, aerospace, and automotive too.
Not limited at all. I'm guessing you're not limited. It's anybody that's making electronic hardware. You would like to talk to them as a potential customer. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
OEMs, that's your target? Not EMS, for example.
Both. And even in terms of the size of the company, we find that the majority of our customers are enterprises, but SMBs that have 5 or more engineers find value in us too.
SMB.
Small medium sized business. Okay, I knew that one. Sorry.
Precisely, yes.
These are 5+. That's a great market for you.
Yeah.
I'd like them to take a look.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks, Robert, for joining us. Hope you have a great show here the rest of the day at PCB East.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Question: if people are interested in this, how do they reach out to you?
Go to allspice.io. You can subscribe to our newsletter. We have a bunch of webinars run by EEs that work at Allspice. We have ebooks, in-person events. So stay in touch.
Fantastic. That sounds great. Great to meet you, Robert.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Thank you very much, Robert.